Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela Web Dev. In this video, we will learn about the new topic that is nothing but C preprocessor. So what is this overview of the C preprocessor? Let's try to learn it. The C preprocessor is a program. So that means it is a program that processes your code before it is sent to the compiler. So that means whatever the program or the code you will be writing, the code will be sent to the preprocessor. In return, C processor is also it's a program. Before it is sent to the compiler, before the code is completely sent to the compiler, first it will be sent to the preprocessor. So while you can write C programs without understanding the preprocessor, it provides powerful tools that most C programmers rely on. So that means so while you are writing the C programmers without knowing about the processor, you can write it, not a problem. But the C preprocessor provides you a powerful tools that most C programmers rely on. So now this chapter, what I will try to do it is introduces preprocessor directives, explains their features and discuss their advantages and disadvantages. Let's try to understand about this one. So now features of this preprocessor. So what are the features of this preprocessor? Let's try to understand it. The preprocessor transforms the source code into an expanded source code based on the directives it finds. So that is the main thing. Normally, what are these directives? These directives begin with a hash symbol. The key types of preprocessor directives are: first one is micro expansion, file inclusion, conditional compilation, and miscellaneous directives. So these are the four types which you will be able to see the preprocessor directives. Normally, the preprocessor directives begins with an hash symbol. So you will be able to see hash include these things, right? So that is the thing. So it's expanded the source code based on the directives it finds. So now first we will try to learn about this in this video about this micro expansion. What is this micro expansion? So micro expansion means micro expansion replaces a predefined micro template with its micro expansion throughout the program. So I will try to show you a simple example for this one. So let's go here in our C compiler. So here I will try to explain you. So here this is our simple example. So in this example, if you try to see, we are able to see hash define pi 3.1428. So now here defines this pi is called as a macro template, and this 3.14 is called as a macro expansion. Okay, so this is a macro expansion value and this one is called as a macro template. And every occurrence of pi, so wherever you use in the code this pi, it will be replaced with 3.1428 during pre-processing. So that is the main thing. So why we need to use this define? So now you may be getting a doubt that why I need to use this define. I can use directly this variable, this value, right? You can see if a constant like 3.1428 is used multiple times in a program. So if you are using this value multiple times in a program and needs to be updated. So if you are using this value multiple times in your program and needs to be updated means, so then we should change it manually on every occurrence, right? So whereas by using define, by replacing in the one place, by changing it in one place, then all the places it will be changed rather than manually updating every occurrence. So that is the main thing. So now here we can update the macro, something like here you can update it like 5.7, automatically all that places it will be updated. This makes the maintenance easier, especially in the large programs. So why not use a variable instead of a macro? So then you will be getting it out. I will use a variable instead of a macro, just like the float r is equal to 6.25. I can use pi is equal to something like that. Now there are three reasons why we use the macro expansion instead of using a variable. So first one is efficiency. The compiler generates faster and more compact code for constants. So for this one, the compiler generates faster and more compact code for constants. Clarity. Constants should not be confused with the variables. And another one is the safety. A variable might accidentally be altered, breaking the programming language, whereas this one cannot be altered. That is one thing. So you can also use something like other type of macros also. I will try to show you examples. So like this also you can use and in the place of this one. So arrange, you can use this one, and slogan you can use this one. Like this also you can use it, not only the variables. Not only like this, so we can also use the macros with arguments also. Macros can also take arguments much like functions. They are called as in parameterized macros. So example for this one is, let's try to see the example. Now if you run this program, you will be able to see the output, and here I will show macros with an argument. So here you will be able to see we have defined area of x and we are using the 3.4 into x into x. So now this is the thing. Defines a macro that calculates the area of a circle. The preprocessor replaces area of R1. Here you will be able to see area of R1 with 3.14 into x into x into x. So this is the place. This is the place where it will be replaced during preprocessing. Now if you try to see the output for this one, then also it will work without any problem. So now here we can also use the parameterized macros or macros with arguments. Important points about macros with arguments is no space between template and the argument. Okay, so template and the argument, you should have a no space between them. Then another one, so here, okay, here argument and the template should not have a space. So here you should not give the space like this. Now if you give a space means then it will go away. Okay, so you should not give space between a template, macro template, and also the argument. Do not write something like define area of space x. I have shown you, right? Use parenthesis for macro expansion. Always enclose the entire macro expansion. So this is the macro expansion, right? So this entire macro expansion in parenthesis to avoid operator precedence issues. So for example, let's say that here if I try to show you another example. So here I have used n into n. Now if I try to run this one, your expected output is 4, but we are getting the output as 64. This happens because the macro expands to 64 by 4 into 4. So it should be something like it will be expanded to 64 by 4 into 4. So like this it will happen. So now which is evaluated as 64 by 4 into 4. So this one will become like this. Okay, so now the correct macro definition for this one is you should always do it within parenthesis. Okay, so that is the main thing which I want to tell you. Or otherwise, if possible, you can also use like this also. Okay, now if I run this output, then you will be able to see the correct output. Okay, multi-line macros are also supported in the macro thing. Use a backslash to split macros into multiple lines. So for example, let's say that I will show you the example for this one here. So H line, and I am looping over like this, and you can use a slash and you can use it here at the bottom also. So multi-line macros is also supported. Debugging the macros. If a macro behaves unexpectedly means we can also debug it. If you are using the GCC means, so we can use the code something like GCC -e-o. So like this we can use it to debug this one. Debug is not necessary that much. So so this is all about the thing. In conclusion, what I want to tell you is why we use the preprocessor. So preprocessor simplifies program development and maintenance by allowing easy updates to constants using hash define, improved code efficiency and safety by replacing constants with macros, enhanced flexibility through macros with arguments, debugging tools to inspect macro expansions. So this is all about the C preprocessor thing. Hope you understood about this concept. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.